Hi once again, everyone, and welcome to another University of Houston Alumni Association interview. I'm Tom Franklin, and my guest today is Clara Hough. She is the owner and president of Over the Top Linen. Clara, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me a little bit about Clara Hough. Who were you growing up as a girl, and how did you get to come to the University of Houston?
Well, I am originally from Venezuela.
I'd have never guessed.
When I was graduating from high school, my dad basically just, came to me and my older sister and said, you guys are going to the United States to learn English, mainly learn the language. And we have visited Houston several times. My grandfather owned a home here, so we're very familiar with the city. And I love the idea. I've always wanted to travel and have a chance to study abroad. So originally we came just to learn English and then go back home, and we ended up staying. U of H is amazing, and we love the school. I think originally he picked it out because of the LCC, the Language and Culture Center that you guys have here, which is, the best one in Houston. And I studied there for a year and made great friendships, with both professors and students. It was an amazing experience, and then just we, ended up staying and, just signing up for U of H.
So it sounds like you were not intimidated at all being a foreign student here on this campus.
I was not, well, when I first arrived, I was, surrounded by other, students that, came from different countries, so they were all kind of in the same page. After that first year and then enrolling into school and actually attending, college lessons, it was, I wouldn't say intimidating, it was just different. The fact that you're starting this new chapter in your life, and it's and on a language that you just learned, basically. I have been speaking English for a year, so that part was, just a little bit difficult. I do have to say I probably had to study a little bit more than most students would, and just apply myself a little bit more. But it was great. It was great. I've always felt welcome, at school, and teachers were great. Have friends that to this day I still keep in touch with them. Some of them are my best friends. So it was.
So
great.
What kind of things did you study? Did you come here to study a particular thing, or did you kind of evolve into your major?
I kind of evolved into it. I did sign up for chemical engineering when I first came here, and I think it's just a little bit of the fact that my dad is an engineer. A lot of people back in my country are engineers. That's just what you do. We have oil and gas there. That's the big thing. But once I started, taking classes and all that math and chemistry, didn't like it so much. So I switched to business, and I actually ended up with a major in marketing from the Bauer College of Business here.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I did kind of evolve a little bit, I have to say, and just realized engineering was not my call, and I just wanted to do something different.
So what were some of the classes that really piqued your attention, and some of the professors that made an impression on you?
All of them were great, of course. I happened to be a really good student. Luckily, like I said, I had to apply myself for a little bit more than most students would. As a freshman, I have to say, Professor Busanko, I remember him clearly. He's a history professor. He was amazing. I knew nothing about American history, absolutely nothing, and he just kind of made it, just really easy. A lot of the professors, obviously, you assume that everyone has lived here, everyone grew up here, and I did take another, some other like political science classes and some other history classes, and our professors were like, oh, well, you guys know this, let's just skip ahead or whatever. But he just never kind of assumed that. He just, the way he taught the class was very entertaining and just interesting to me, and I just learned so much from him, and he was a really great professor. And then later on, I did join the Honors College, and again, amazing professors. All of them are really great. I do have to say, Dr. Estes, he's just an amazing man. I never really took classes from him. He was the dean back then. I don't think he is any longer, but just the support that I would get from him, just as far as academics, and he gave me my first scholarship, which was huge for me because my dad did send me and my other two sisters here originally, so he was paying 3 out-of-state tuitions at the same time, which was ridiculously expensive. And so given that he gave me that first chance and that first scholarship, I will never forget that. So.
Absolutely. So it sounds like you spent a lot of time in the classroom and worrying about your studies. Did you get to enjoy other parts of college life?
I did. I was very involved. I don't know how I did it. I was in the honors college. I was in a sorority.
See, we're young and we can go 24 hours a day. Not when we get older.
Yes, I can't do that anymore. But I was a member of Phi Mu sorority, which was great. I kind of, I didn't know, coming again from a different country, had no idea what a sorority was. And I do have to say it was a great experience just, interacting with, other girls that, grew up here, and just, making bonds and friendships that have lasted, all this time. And it was great. I belonged to several different honor organizations while I was at school. I was very, very much involved. I worked on campus at the executive programs, which I don't think exist anymore over at the business school. It is now the executive and professional MBA programs, but I did work there as a work study, kind of like event coordinator, and yeah, so my life revolved around U of H. I work here, I study here, my activities were on campus, so yeah, I was very much involved. Yeah.
Right. So you got your degree. Then what'd you do?
Well, I got married. I actually met my husband here at U of H as well, which, again, this comes to show you what all you can get from here. You can even get a husband. But I graduated, and I realized that I wanted to get into the industry of, event, planning, event coordinating, catering, that such thing. So I, started applying for jobs, and I got a job as an event or catering manager, if you may, for a facility here in Houston, and then eventually I moved to work with Starwood Hotels, being a catering manager. But I always had that desire of starting my own business and just being an entrepreneur, and my husband and I always talked about it.
Coming from Bauer, you will get that seed planted in you, won't you?
Yeah, absolutely. So it was just the right time. I just decided to, stop the catering. I was starting to, my family as well, had my first child or what have you. So I was like, this seems like the right time. And I just decided to start Over the Top, which is a fine linen rental company. And it's just been amazing ever since. I mean, the company has grown tremendously. And I'm just very, very happy. I'm doing what I love to do. And it's, all to U of H. I wouldn't have done it without it.
Tell me a little bit more about Over the Top Linen, what that is. Explain that to people a little bit, and how they can be, how you can be of use to them.
A lot of people don't really know what I do. They're like, oh, so you rent linens? Like, what does that mean? And it's, it's a huge industry of, events that we have here in Houston. So basically, you're planning an event, whether it's a gala or a wedding or, any type of social or corporate event, and you want to decorate your table. So we have specialty linens, we have tablecloth, we have chair covers, specialty napkins, just things basically to decorate your table and make it amazing and make your event successful. So we have done several events here, actually at U of H, and just other places. Our main focus is probably weddings. But yeah, it's kind of fun. It has a little bit to do with the textile industry and a little bit of fashion. You always have to keep up with trends and colors and new things that are coming, and you get to work with magnificent vendors in town. Florists, event planners, wedding planners. We get to work with probably every single hotel in town, and it's amazing. It's just you're working an event that's important for somebody else. If it's a wedding, it's the most important day of their life. So what you're doing is actually very important. It may just sound like it's just linens or it's just this, but for that person, it's a very important component into their event. So we take it very seriously.
And if anybody wants to get a hold of your company, how can they do that?
Well, we have a website. It's www.overthetop.linen.com, and we also have a Facebook page. You can just look up Over the Top Linen, or email info@overthetop.linen.com.
Now, you were very active when you were on campus here. Are you still active with the university now?
I am. Probably not as much as I would like to be. I'm currently the vice president for an organization called NACE, which is the National Association of Catering Executives. And we have a Houston chapter, and we have a student chapter off of HRM School.
Excellent.
And we have probably about, right now, I want to say 80 students that are in the chapter. So my main involvement is through them. We kind of mentor them and just guide them through, their last couple of years in their college life, and just kind of mentor them as far as how they're going to take that next step when they go into the workforce, and helping them make those connections with people that are already in the industry. And it's been a very, very successful program. I'm so proud of all of them. They're amazing. But yeah, I'll probably say that my main contact with U of H is through the HRM school. And just on a personal level, with my business, I hire U of H students constantly. I want to say probably 60-70% of my employees are U of H students.
Nothing wrong with that.
So, yes.
So Clara Hough, a very good success story from the University of Houston. You've got your own story as well. And a way for you to get connected with your university, again, a very simple way is to join your alumni association. You do so quite simply. Just go to our website, www.houstonalumni.com. HoustonAlumni.com. You'll find out all the membership information there, and when you sign up to be a member of the Alumni Association, we'll give you some great benefits to take care of your life. We'll take care of some of your power bill a little bit. If you're traveling, we have deals on rental cars and hotel stays and dining out, things like that, and other things for your everyday life as well. All of that for you by becoming a member of the Alumni Association. www.HoustonAlumni.com. For Clara Hough, I'm Tom Franklin. Thanks so much for joining us this time on the University of Houston Alumni Association videos.